Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes a todos. Les damos una cordial bienvenida a este nuevo seminario. El día de hoy, bueno, tenemos el gusto de contar con la gente de Matrox y nos acompaña Joel y Derek, que nos van a ayudar con esta presentación donde vamos a hacer primero una vista panorámica general de los productos de las soluciones de Matrox y después nos vamos a enfocar en la parte del nuevo producto, ¿no? El DVW, sí, que es una solución muy interesante para la parte de videowalls distribuidos, que no necesitan ni de servidor. Entonces, es una solución sumamente interesante que yo creo que les va a gustar a todos. También nos acompaña Dieguito y Adrián, como siempre, bienvenidos.
Buenas
Hola,
tardes a todos. Un gusto
Per-
estar con ustedes. Sobre todo, Ricardo, aprovechando que tenemos unos cuantos amigos de Latinoamérica conectados, tener a Joel y a Derek es un gusto. Adrián sé que ha trabajado mucho para ello.
Exacto, exacto. Sí, la verdad es un gusto. Y como siempre, recuerden, este seminario está siendo grabado. Yo sé que algunos de ustedes a veces no se pueden conectar por cuestiones de trabajo o otras reuniones. Este seminario está siendo grabado de tal manera que en los próximos 2 días se les hará llegar la grabación para que la puedan compartir con todos sus colegas, ¿sí? Y para que puedan ver el seminario sobre demanda. Entonces, sin más, vamos a comenzar. Esta presentación, les aclaro, va a ser en inglés. Joel habla un poco de español, entiende español, pero no lo habla mucho, así es que vamos a hacerlo en inglés. Igual, tanto Diego como Adrián como yo vamos a estar aquí presentes y si tiene alguien alguna duda, puede hacérnosla saber y con gusto lo hacemos en español, lo traducimos, etcétera, ¿no? Recuerden que igual las preguntas que tengan pueden colocarlas en la sección de preguntas y respuestas, ¿ok? Para que sea mucho más fácil y que queden grabadas por si acaso alguna de ellas no ha respondido al día de hoy, se les pueda después responder por email, ¿ok?
y
Okay,
Ricardo, también
Joel, Derek, welcome.
Thank you.
You're going to start. Go ahead.
Sorry, was Adrian saying something?
no, que las preguntas pueden ser en español y ya nosotros se las traducimos, también no
Super.
necesitan ser escritas en inglés, pueden preguntar en español y se traducen sin ningún problema.
Okay. Okay, great. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today and spending your Wednesday afternoon with us. Thank you, Ricardo and TechX team, for hosting this webinar. My name is Joel, and I'm a sales manager at Matrox. I'm based here in Montreal, in Canada, which is where we're headquartered. And I've got Derek here with me. Derek, do you want to do a quick 10-second intro?
Sure. My name is Derek Vero. I'm also based out of Montreal, Canada, for Matrox. I work with the TechX team to do demonstrations and presentations. I also wear another hat within Matrox, which is the team leader for the technical support team. So once you're starting to do your installations, as you work with TechX, if they have additional installation questions, they'll work with my team to help you get up and running.
Perfect. Thank you. So our hope today is that I can give you an overview of Matrox and where we are at as a company and what direction we are heading in at a high level, and then obviously show you details about the brand new Matrox distributed display wall, Matrox distributed video wall appliance, and also give you a quick live demo um, of the product. So I'm going to get started here. Once my slide changes, yes. So as many of you may know, Matrox has been around for a long time. We're going to celebrate 50 years very soon. We have about 160,000 plus customers worldwide. I'm not sure who is counting or keeping track of that, but I can assure you that is true. We're headquartered here in Montreal with offices in the UK and Germany, and sales staff spread across the world. So one of the things that Matrox has been known for recently has been in the world of open standards. So I'm not going to go too much into this in this particular call, but I just wanted to take a minute just to talk about the fact that Matrox is investing heavily into solutions and products in open standards. You might have heard about IPMX, which is an open standard that Matrox has been pushing and promoting a lot in trade shows. Almost in every single meeting that we do with our clients, IPMX is part of it. Going forward, as of right now, almost every single product that we release is going to be compatible with IPMX. And the goal behind promoting IPMX is to promote interoperability between different products of different brands. This is a whole different presentation and webinar on its own, but I just wanted to take a minute to just briefly speak about IPMX as an open standard for the Pro AV market. We see IPMX as the future of Pro AV. So that is something that is of high importance for us. If you're interested in learning more about IPMX and some of the key features that you see here, please reach out to Ricardo, or Adrian, or myself. We'll be happy to discuss more about IPMX. And who are the makers of it, the specifications, and all of these things that you see here. We can definitely schedule a different call on that. So that was about IPMX. And now I have a slide here about Matrox and our roadmap at a high level moving forward. This kind of summarizes the type of solutions and products that Matrox as a company is going to build and sell going forward. So our plan here is you will see 3 categories here. So there's zero, near zero, ultra low latency. And then there's lossless, visually lossless, and practically lossless. There's uncompressed, lightly compressed, highly compressed. So the idea is to have different ranges of products that fit into different categories. So if you are a project where you need the highest performance with zero latency, completely lossless signal quality, and uncompressed video, we will have a product that addresses that need. And then, you know, the middle section with near zero latency, visually lossless content, and light compression. So that's where we do have products that work in that category with different codecs. And then we have our highly compressed products that already exist, like our MAVEX range of encoders and decoders, which work on H.264, etc., which are high compression, but they are practically lossless and ultra low latency type of product. And lastly, every product that we have will be based on open standards that you see down that are SMPTE, AIMS, IPMX, all of this. And the idea behind this is that we want our products to be able to work with other brands, other manufacturers, so that you're not locked into one particular workflow or infrastructure. So this, again, is a quick summary of all of our products. You know, we have the video wall and video processing range of products, which we're going to talk more about today. But just a quick reminder that we've also got our streaming and recording products called the MAVEX series. And then we've got our very popular XTO series of KVM extenders. We have announced a brand new KVM extender called the Avio 2, which is the world's first IPMX-based KVM. And both of these KVMs address completely different markets and performance levels. And then lastly, we've got the video infrastructure products, which is our convert IP range of encoders and decoders, again, for IP-based workflows. So this is just a quick reminder.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, este slide es bien importante porque esto les da un resumen, sí, rápido de las principales líneas de productos que tiene Matrox en esta área, ¿no? Tenemos la parte de video walls, que ustedes ya han cotizado y vendido video walls, todos los productos que están para video walls, y luego tenemos la parte de streaming y grabación, ¿no? Todos los productos que tengan que ver con codificación y hacer streaming a diferentes lugares, ¿sí? En diferentes versiones para un canal sencillo, doble canal, 4 canales en HD, 4K, etcétera. ¿Sí? Los extensores de KVM, que son muy populares hoy en día, sobre todo el XTO 3, que es un producto sumamente interesante porque es un producto que trabaja sobre redes Ethernet estándar de 1 gigabit, ¿ok? Y que también tiene prestaciones que son atractivas para muchos clientes, ¿no? Y por otro, la parte de infraestructura, que es una línea relativamente nueva pero que también está creciendo porque la idea de interoperabilidad, como mencionó Joel, es muy importante el que los equipos puedan ser compatibles con múltiples estándares, ¿no? Que puedan trabajar en IPMX, CENTI 2110, o inclusive para algunos de ustedes que trabajan con NDI, también. Sí, hay un nuevo producto que después se va a hablar que también hace conversiones en diferentes protocolos. Entonces, estas 4 categorías, digamos que es lo que resume las principales líneas de productos en esta división de Matrox. Sorry about that,
Yeah,
Joel.
perfect. No, that's great. So this is, you know, like Ricardo said, all our products, and what this does is it creates what we call our Matrox AV over IP ecosystem. I know this is a very complex diagram here, but essentially the idea is that at the bottom, you will see different kinds of sources, and on top, you see different kinds of destinations. That can be a small 2x2 video wall, or it can be a large 5x4 video wall that you see, or it can be a single monitor with a multi-view, or it can be a KVM extension at the user's desk where there's a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. As you can see, there's a variety of different types of applications. And the idea with this slide is to show that all of our products can work with each other. So you can take our KVM extension and send that to the video wall, or you can take one of our type of video wall products from Luma and send that to our distributed video wall. The same type of signals and codecs can work with our convert IP type of application. So this is what we call our Matrox AV over IP ecosystem.
Exacto. Sorry about that. Yeah, esto también es bien importante porque la interoperabilidad, la compatibilidad entre los productos de Matrox es lo que lo hace una solución única. Ustedes pueden armar todo un ecosistema, ¿no? Donde pueden tener video walls de diferentes tamaños con diferentes productos de Matrox, pero esos video walls están siendo alimentados por productos que te reciben las señales en diferentes formatos, hacen el streaming y a través de la red se distribuyen, llegan a los equipos de procesamiento, se arma el video wall y tiene la salida. Y por otro lado, los extensores de KVM también se integran y también son compatibles para armar todo un ecosistema, ¿no? No son productos aislados como un producto de, bueno, yo tengo la tarjeta gráfica para armar el video wall y esa trabaja independiente y los demás productos, cada uno habla con cada uno de ellos. No, es un ecosistema completo donde todos los productos hablan con todos.
Perfect. Yep. Just last slide here. These are some of the industries where we see the most success. You know, and one of the key points to highlight here is, as you can see, they're all in places that are mission critical, or reliability and quality is very important. So our products are known for being extremely reliable, having long life cycle, because in most of these environments, product need to be approved for a long life cycle. So this is just examples of some of the industries that we are popular in. Okay, I'm going to jump to the topic for today then, which is our distributed video wall appliance. We are very excited about this product. We've showed it for the first time ever, I believe, at Infocom last year. And since then, we've seen a lot of demand, a lot of interest in this product from our OEMs, from integrators and end users. So what is Matrox distributed video wall appliance? So this product is designed to manage and control video walls. It supports arrangement of any number of displays to create a single large canvas of multiple screens, making it a video wall. It integrates advanced computing, networking, multiple codecs like H.264, 265, video decoding, and graphics processing to deliver a seamless visual experience. And this unit is primarily targeting the command centers, control rooms, large-scale advertising, and public information displays. Although we are seeing interest from other places like digital signage and enterprise AV and those kind of places, but this is primarily our main market that we are targeting at this point. And it's also important to know that although this is a brand new product, this is built on our existing and established Matrox Mura APIs. So that's very important to note because, you know, our Matrox Mura APIs have been around for a very long time. They're extremely stable. They offer a lot of third-party application or integration. So all of that in certain applications provide users pretty much a plug and play type of setup and go. So this is a quick introduction. Ricardo, do you want to translate? Do you want me to keep going?
No, let me do a quick translation.
Okay.
La Mura DVW, como le llamo yo, o videowall distribuido, es un equipo, ¿sí? No necesita de un computador, es un equipo que ahí se conecta todo. Que esa es la belleza del equipo. En lugar de tener un computador donde tenemos tarjetas gráficas, que cada tarjeta gráfica tiene sus propias salidas, agregamos tarjetas, por ejemplo, para entrada, que reciban streams de video, o que reciban video en banda base y de ahí lo manden, etcétera. Tenemos un solo dispositivo externo, una cajita, que ahí se conecta todo, se conecta en la red, recibe todos los feeds que vienen por IP, ya sean H264, H265, diferentes protocolos. Trabaja junto con el software para control, ¿sí? de Mura, que les permite armar el video wall y de esa manera mandarlo. Y ya pueden ustedes usar múltiples Mura DVWs para armar video walls, desde 4 monitores hasta prácticamente los que ustedes quieran. Pero la ventaja, insisto, es que es un equipo que ya no necesita de un computador, se conecta a la red y a través de un software de control ustedes pueden armar toda la solución de una manera muchísimo más sencilla.
Yeah, so some of the key features is content management across the whole video wall. Like most people who have done any kind of video wall projects would know, that's an absolute requirement for video walls. But one of the key things that we have added in this distributed video wall product that's not available in a lot of distributed type of video wall products is synchronization. So that's a key element here. Matrox has spent years and years in R&D trying to develop our PTP for synchronization. And this is the same synchronization or same PTP that we use in our Convert IP product line. Now, Convert IP is known for its PTP. You know, places like the Sphere in Vegas use those products and the synchronization. So it's extremely reliable and proven. And so we use the same technology here in distributed in DVW. So that's a key feature here that differentiates us from a lot of products in the market. High performance processing. Later in the slides, you will see the amount of video streams we are able to process. And then scalability. You can just combine these units and create video walls of extremely large sizes. So there's no limitations there. And then it offers you a lot of networking and connectivity options as well to use cameras, encoders, media servers, etc. Ricardo, you good? Or should I keep going? Keep going. All right. Okay, so this is some of the key components, and as you can see here, this is what the unit looks like. So it's a small appliance with 4x 4K 60 HDMI outputs. It has 2 network ports. There's a 2.5 gig network and a 1 gig network port. As of the first launch, the 1 gig network port will not have anything. But in the future, we do plan to have maybe a redundancy option or something else, maybe have a different port for control and different port for media. That's for the future. This is a Linux-based appliance. So this is something that's very different to our past range of video wall offerings. Matrox is very well known in the video wall space for our capture cards and our output cards. So we had our Mura IPX-based capture cards and our C-Series, D-Series, and Luma series of PCI cards that all go into your traditional video wall controller that's PC-based. And over the years, we've had certain customers ask for a Linux-based solution. And so if you have customers like that, this is our Linux offering right now. It has a fully integrated Net API. This is very important for people who often take our products and do some kind of integration with other softwares or Crestron, etc. Like I mentioned earlier, we have output synchronization using an extremely reliable and proven PTP. And we support multiple different codecs in H.264 and 265, including all the way up to 444 color space. We will have JPEG XS codec in a future release as a software update. And what that allows this product to do is be able to work in the whole IPMX ecosystem once JPEG XS is available. Another key element that a lot of distributed video walls do not have is HDCP. So that is something that we will have in this product as well because of the IPMX implementation. So as you can see, it's pretty loaded. It supports a lot of different codecs, 4K resolutions, future compatibility with IPMX, and it will offer HDCP and synchronization using a very reliable PTP. This device is going to be configured and completely sold and supported by Matrox. It will be TAA compliant if that matters. In Latin America, it is very important for a lot of our US customers. So that's why we have that option. Matrox is known for long life cycles. We still sell KVM extenders that were released 15 years ago. So I don't know if we'll have 15 years for this product, but we are still promising a reasonably long life cycle for this product. We have a brand new web-based config interface, which you will see once Derek starts sharing his screen in a bit. And then for our OEMs, this is fully customizable as well.
Ok, déjame hacer un resumen rápido. Me voy a enfocar en las características más importantes. Algo que Joel no mencionó es que es una cajita pequeña. Ok, es una cajita pequeña. ¿Por qué menciono esto? Porque cuando ustedes van armando video walls más complejas, ustedes pueden ir poniendo, hacer como un stack, poner varias unidades y eso les va a ocupar poco espacio. Porque cuando se arman configuraciones más complejas, donde tienen múltiples fuentes, múltiples entradas y salidas, obviamente cuando arman un servidor, pues el servidor se vuelve un servidor grande, con muchas tarjetas, más complejo, que consume mucho más energía, etcétera. Estas son cajitas pequeñas. Se fijan, tiene 4 conectores HDMI con salidas 4K hasta 60p, ¿ok? Tiene el puerto de red, ¿ok? Que le permite, obviamente a través de ese puerto se conecta a la red y puede recibir todos los feeds que vienen de video, ¿sí? Audio, etcétera. Y también se conecta con la interfaz de control. La interfaz de control es basada en web. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Que desde cualquier computador que esté en la red, ustedes pueden acceder a la interfaz y configurar los equipos. Puede ser uno o pueden ser múltiples equipos que tengan en la red. El software va a detectarlas y les van a aparecer y de esa manera ustedes pueden hacer la configuración. Es un equipo que obviamente usa la sincronización usando PTP, que eso es muy importante hoy en día, cuando trabajan sobre todo múltiples fuentes, múltiples salidas, ¿ok? Cuando tienen video walls más grandes, obviamente se vuelve mucho más complejo. Otra cosa que también le da mucha estabilidad es el Linux. Es un producto que está basado en Linux, el sistema operacional es Linux. Entonces van a tener ustedes un producto robusto, pequeño y altamente versátil, y que también tiene es compatible, o sea, soporta TAA, lo cual para algunos clientes de gobierno o de la industria militar, etcétera, es crítico. Les van a pedir ese soporte. Entonces, eso también hay una versión que va a salir con el soporte para TAA. Y eso es básicamente, a grosso modo, las características más importantes. Ya van a ver después en la demostración de Derek un poco más el producto funcionando.
Perfect. So in terms of performance, like we said, this is an appliance that gives you 4 4K outputs, but all the inputs are via IP, right? And so this is some numbers here on the number of streams that can be decoded on 4K, 4x4K 60 monitors. So in 8K, like you see here, you can pretty much do one stream on H.265, 420, or in 444. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can kind of see here as you go down in resolutions, the number of streams that's supported increases, and this is for each device, right? And once you add more devices, it scales, giving you a lot of options for the number of inputs that we support in this unit.
Aquí el punto a mencionar básicamente la resolución típica probablemente va a ser 1080-60 o 1080-30 y ahí pues si fijan la cantidad de streams que puede decodificar pues es bastante significativa y como dice Joel es por dispositivo porque si nosotros tenemos múltiples dispositivos un dispositivo puede estar decodificando unas y otras y todo ya a través de una sola aplicación se puede controlar.
So this is an example of an example workflow that you could build. So here we have 4 into 4K 60 monitors, powered just using 1 unit, and you're able to feed in the inputs using several different devices. They can be the Matrox Mavex units. We have single channel, dual channel, or quad channel encoders. It can be a PTC camera that's directly being decoded over the network. It can be a media server sending some type of 264 or 265 signal directly to the device. We will also have support for web sources. And in the future, we'll also have images and dashboards, etc., also as part of this unit in terms of sources.
Fíjense, es una configuración bastante sencilla, pero creo que les da una idea, ¿no? Cuando es un solo equipo y ahora les va a mostrar Joel cuando son múltiples equipos, ¿no?
Yeah, so in this case, the same thing, but if you need more performance, more number of decodes, you can always increase the number of units, multiple units for performance scaling. Or you could also use one of these devices connected to our quad head-to-go devices to create a larger 16-screen 1080p HD resolution video wall. Again, this is just an example of different type of workflows available. Now, this product works with our quad head-to-go. Some of you might be familiar with the quad head-to-go. It can basically take 1 4K outputs and split that into 4 HD outputs.
Aquí no solamente,
esta configuración es
aquí hacer un poco de anotación. Perdón, Ricardo. Esta es la forma en la que conectarías, por ejemplo, con una sola unidad, hacer un video wall de 16 monitores. Pero aquí tenemos una característica que debemos de tener en cuenta, sobre todo cuando estemos armando este tipo de video walls, es que todas las salidas que tenga el Mura DVW tienen que tener la misma resolución. Y esto es importante porque aquí es donde el conjunto con el Quad Head-to-Go es que pudiéramos hacer otras cosas. Pero la resolución que sale de todas tiene que ser la misma. No puede, en este sí, en los otros servidores basados en tarjetas, tú pudieras tener alguna diferencia de resoluciones entre las salidas. Aquí sí tienen que ser la misma resolución en todas. Entonces, nada más para que tengamos en cuenta, no se pueden combinar resoluciones en el dispositivo.
That is, you know, for now. So for right now, if like the application or an example is, let's say that you have a control room where you have a large video wall of 8 screens or 12 screens in a 4x3, 4x4, etc. And let's say you have individual monitors also and on the wall or on someone's desk or in a meeting room. As of today, every output of the Matrox Mura DVW has to be the same output resolution. But in the future, we will enable the option to have multiple different types of resolutions as outputs as well.
Sí, y una cosa a mencionar sobre la Quad Head-to-Go, que ya algunos de ustedes la han usado. Acuérdense que la Quad Head-to-Go recibe una señal, por ejemplo, en este caso una señal 4K, y la divide en 4 señales HD para formar la imagen. ¿Ok? No es que entre en 4K y van a salir 4 salidas 4K individuales. No, para dividirse la señal 4K en 4. Entonces, lo que menciona Joel, ahí pueden armar una configuración con un solo DVW, 4 quad head to goes y tienen un video wall de 4x4, por ejemplo. Fíjense lo sencillo, ¿no? Entonces, es muy flexible en ese sentido.
You can do the same thing of 16 screens by just using DVWs if you want to. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to choose between different solutions based on resolution, based on pricing, and based on other key details of every single project. So this is essentially the example, a workflow example of how this will work. And this unit can be kept on a rack, or the unit also ships with a wall mount. That's a Visa mount that can, so you can fix the units just behind the screens as well.
Sí, aquí es, fíjense la diferencia. O sea, si tenemos en lugar de un DVW y 4 quad head to goes, aquí tenemos para formar un video wall de 4x4, aquí tenemos 4 DVWs para formar el mismo video wall de 4x4. Pero aquí la diferencia, aquí hay algo interesante, aparte de lo que mencionó Joel, es que cuando yo necesito más poder de decodificación y tengo mucha mayor cantidad de fuentes por IP, esta pudiera ser la solución idónea, ¿me explico? Porque probablemente en el otro anterior tengo un solo DVW, pero a lo mejor yo tengo, no sé, 30 fuentes por IP y probablemente a lo mejor va a ser un poco pesado para un solo equipo. Pero sin embargo, si aquí agrego 4, aquí cambia totalmente la historia. Pero insisto, son configuraciones sumamente flexibles, porque yo puedo configurar, puedo tener estos 4 DVWs conectados cada uno a 4 monitores, o inclusive puedo tener 2 DVWs conectados a 4 quad head to goes cada uno, por ejemplo.
Okay,
Entonces,
I'm going to go really quick.
Yeah,
I'm going to go real quick so we can see the demo. So these are the types of streams and codecs that we support. Like I said, all the inputs are IP streams. So we support H.264 and 265 in 420 and 444. 8-bit for now, but we will support 10-bit in the future. We support RTSP, SRT, and IPMX stream support. HDCP and JPEG XS is coming very soon. We support resolutions up to 8K. The software will have HTML sources, VNC, KVM, local videos, images are all part of our roadmap within next year, where we'll have all of these functions available in the units. So Ricardo, unless you're going to add something, this is our config tool, and this might be a good time to introduce Derek and ask him to take over and show this brand new configuration tool. What's interesting is going forward, all Matrox products will have a similar looking or potentially the same config tool. So it's easy for integrators and resellers and end users to manage all Matrox products.
Perfecto. Sí, yo creo que es mejor dejar a Derek que dé la demostración para que vean ya la interfaz trabajando en vivo, ¿no?
Yeah. Actually, before he goes, just as a last reminder of all of our solutions here. So what you're looking at now is the DVW, but just as a quick reminder that we still do have our PCI-based, what we call our traditional video wall controllers that are based on our capture cards and output cards. We have our IPX range of capture cards and our Luma Pro based output cards that are still available, and they will continue to be available. The DVW is just a different appliance for a different type of application for people who prefer a distributed approach, or perhaps Linux or certain things that require them to use that solution.
So this is my virtual setup. So like Joel was mentioning, it's very scalable. What I have here is I have one DVW on this side, and I could have just used this one DVW to drive all 4 monitors. But what I've decided to make it better to present, I have this DVW, which is connected to these two monitors. So I have monitor A and monitor B, and I have a DVW on this side that also has control of monitor A and monitor B. So when I go into the software, it'll make much more sense as you see that. Both the DVWs are connected to a network switch here on the side, and this network switch has an RJ45 cable, which is going to my media server where all my IP streams are located. So right now, when I show you the Mura software, I'm running a layout that's showing all these IP streams in one layout, and I can switch to another layout that has one video that spans across all 4 monitors, which means that it's using both DVWs at the same time. If I needed a lot more horsepower, depending on what videos I'm showing, I could have 4 DVWs, each one of them connected to one monitor, as Joel had shown in one of his slides. Depending on the number of streams that you need and the horsepower that you need, you'll have that flexibility to add additional DVWs or add additional monitors to your DVWs, depending on what your need is for your project. So I'll go behind screen now to share my screen.
So again, here, the only things that we have connected to these units is power, the outputs to the monitor, and a network jack into the device.
Correct.
So, es muy simple la configuración, o sea, ahí no ven, obviamente las fuentes vienen por IP, como menciona Derek, pero obviamente ahí lo que estamos viendo solo son 2 cajitas con el switch de red y los monitores.
Perfect. So right now, both of these units down here at the bottom are the 2 units that I showed on the table. What I've done is I put in one of the IP addresses. So when you boot up each one of the units, on the screen before anything happens, it'll actually show you a little screen of what the IP addresses are of each one of your units. And as you connect to your units, you'll be discovering all the units. So if you had 8 units on your network, but you only want these 2 to work together, you would first click on one of them and you would move it into the layout or the canvas to be able to set up your configuration of what your canvas is going to be. And as you're configuring these different units, you are connecting them to each other. So these 2 are working together. And if I had additional ones, I'd be able to set up another group for that wall. So you'd be using the same configuration software to be able to configure your different walls or your different groups that build the wall independently. It gives you additional information as we were talking about. The synchronization between all of the units is using a protocol that is called PTP. So that's the precision time protocol. And as you can see right now, the one that I'm clicked on is a follower. And if I click on the other one, this one is the leader, which is the .117. And then the other one is the follower, which is the .116. Excuse me. So this is the follower, and then they are connected to the leader, which is the 117 IP address. As you can see, the layout that I'm using is a 1x2, but I can go in here and I can change it if I wanted my monitors to be a 2x1 or a 1x3. Each unit could be set differently so that you can make a different wall depending on how many different units you have and what different layouts you wanted. If you wanted an L shape, you'd be able to do one unit in a 1x3 and another unit in a 3x1, and you'd be able to design that L shape that you're looking for if that is the case. Once everything is all set up, then you would minimize this software and you would open the Mura control. Within the Mura control, the initial login that you're doing is to a specific unit, and that would be the unit that you assign to be the leader or the control unit to control all the other ones. So right now, my control unit is my 116. So this is the unit that's controlling the two DVWs. So right now, the layout that I'm using is bringing up all these traffic cams. But if I click on layout number 2 that I've already created, as you can see, it's going to get the IP stream, and this layout is one video stretched across the 2 units using all 4 monitors, using that PTP synchronization so that the video is synchronized. And if I had multiple units, I'd be going across all of the units if I wanted to, and still the PTP, all of them would be synchronized to that same leader so that everything is showing at the same resolution or the same time frame.
Yeah, Derek, sorry, just talking about PTP and the synchronization, I think it's important to explain that with our previous generation of video wall cards that are based on PCI, we used to sell a cable, which we call the frame lock cable. So if you have multiple cards inside a system, you lock them with frame lock cables. So we essentially got rid of that need to tie the cards together and introduced here our software frame lock or software PTP. And so, you know, it is a big deal. So that's why I'm kind of stressing on that again. And like Derek showed here, we are able to display or play a video content across multiple devices without any kind of cables or any frame lock happening between them. And this is the same whether you have 2 units or whether you have 20 units. It'll still play seamlessly.
Thank you, Joe.
Aquí Derek está mostrando el otro software, que es el Mura Control. Mura Control es un software que se compra por separado, pero que a través de él es con el que ustedes administran, llamémoslo de esa manera, el video wall. Arman el layout del video wall, cómo van a operar, etc. Y obviamente el Mura Control se conecta con uno de los DVW que va a ser, digamos, el master, ¿ok? O el líder, como lo menciona Derek. Entonces se conecta a esa dirección IP y automáticamente lo que hagan con el Mura Control, el layout que armen, es lo que va a mandar la señal a los diferentes equipos. Aquí se fijan, ustedes pueden armar múltiples layouts dentro del Mura Control, dependiendo de la configuración o el tipo de salida que ustedes quieran o el layout de su video wall. Y simple y sencillamente se cambian de uno a otro y cambia el display. ¿Me explico? Entonces, para algunos usuarios puede ser interesante. Aquí se fijan, está mostrando en los 4 monitores una sola señal en 4K, ¿ok? Pero puede mostrar, como lo vieron en la otra, 16 señales de diferentes cámaras de tráfico, ¿no? Entonces, el layout ustedes lo definen y pueden trabajar como ustedes quieran y pueden recibir las fuentes. Se fijan, del lado izquierdo están viendo las diferentes fuentes que están disponibles por IP, que vienen de la red, y ustedes simplemente van armando el layout como les convenga más. Sorry about that, Derek. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Ricardo. So the power of Mura is you can configure and set up additional layouts, as we were just talking about. The first 2 that I were showing were ones that I had pre-configured. But as you just saw, I just clicked on new layout. I named it the TechX demo. I already have these grids here on the screen. If I wanted to separate all 4 of my monitors into additional 4, but what I could do is come over to the grids and I can remove those so that now there's no grids. And so now I'm really looking at the 4 monitors as they are on the wall. I can come to my windows. I can add a window. I can add, if I wanted to, 4 windows. And each one of those windows, I'd be able to choose different sources from my IP streams to show on the wall. And then if I come back to my layouts and I want to say TechX demo, make that one active. As I click activate, it'll go ahead and load those 4 IP streams that I've set up in my new layout. And the other 2 layouts are still saved within the layouts that I can go back to as I need to with the events necessary that I go back to those layouts. So if I need to go back to layout 2, I can click on that. It'll show me that one video that, or the one IP source that I was looking at. Or if I needed to go back to the very first one, as you can see, it's loading all of the IP streams, all the traffic cameras that we had previously defined within that specific layout.
Pues se fijan, es muy, pero muy sencillo, ¿no? En la parte superior izquierda tiene los layouts, que ustedes van armando los layouts, le ponen un nombre dependiendo de lo que vayan a hacer. Y en la parte de abajo vienen todas las fuentes por IP, ¿no? Entonces, ustedes se pueden switchar de uno a otro de una manera muy sencilla.
And as I'm setting all of this up, as you can see that all of these all of these IP sources have been pre-entered into the system and configured. If I had any new sources, I can come into my source tab. I can go ahead and click on the settings tab, and I could create any new, so test source. And as you can see, we have currently HTML5 or IP sources. And on the roadmap, as Joel was mentioning, we have all the other sources or versions or protocols that will become other sources available for the wall as well. Was there any questions on any of that, or is there anything that you feel that I should go back to, Ricardo, that I didn't cover?
I think it's very clear. I mean, you have two main applications, right?
Yep.
The application where you set up the DVW units, right? It's a web interface. Basically, you search for the units on the network, right? And it shows you the units available. You set them up, and then you access the Mura control software, right? Which is
correct.
The software that, sorry, I was speaking in English. Tienen el software de Mura Control. O sea, por un lado tienen la aplicación basada en web, que es la que configura los DVWs, ¿sí? Los ve los que están en la web y digo que están en la misma red y los van a seleccionar para tenerlos. Crean el grupo y hacen la configuración de cuál va a ser el líder o el máster y cuáles son los que van a depender de ese y cuál va a ser el layout. Muy sencillo. Y después, para lo que es propiamente el video wall como tal, entran a la aplicación que es el Mura Control, el software, que es el que les estaba mostrando Derek. O sea, si se fijan, es muy sencillo cómo se configura y es una configuración bastante limpia, no requiere tanto equipo. Y esa es la belleza del DVW, ¿no? Yo creo que eso les va a ayudar a muchos de ustedes a armar proyectos de una manera mucho más sencilla. La pregunta de Derek es si tienen alguna duda sobre el DVW en cuanto a la operación o si quieren o si hay algo que les gustaría ver. ¿Ok? Lo pueden hacer, como digo, es en español o en inglés, no importa.
There's one question.
Yeah.
Ok, Carolina pregunta que cuándo está disponible para la venta. She's asking when is the product going to be available for sale?
Yeah, so we are currently shipping some test and eval units, but I think you know, the production units for sale is going to be available from as of next month.
Okay, we're talking about January.
January.
Okay, básicamente las unidades para venta van a estar ya disponibles a partir de enero, Carolina. El valor, yo te puedo adelantar, sí, que el valor, el MSRP estimado, hablando de Estados Unidos, aclaro, porque hay gente de muchos países, los equipos, precio de lista en los Estados Unidos va a ser $2,995, el DVW, ¿ok? Simplemente para que lo tengan en cuenta. Entonces, el producto, insisto, va a estar despachándose a partir de enero.
Yeah, I think there's one more question about it being similar to Edge and Monarch. Not really. The Edge and Monarch are made for completely different applications, more for, Derek, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not very familiar with either of them, but they're more for lecture capturing or for streaming than...
I can answer that question.
Yes,
Don't worry.
you know it better than me.
Monarch Edge es una cajita que les permite recibir fuentes de video, ¿ok? Codificarlas y mandarlas a múltiples destinos, que puede ser punto a punto para aplicaciones broadcast o para hacer webcasting, sin mandar a múltiples destinos y ISPs, ¿sí? Pero es un producto muy puntual para hacer eso, ¿ok? En este caso, la DVW es una solución más para video wall, ¿ok? Es muy, muy, muy diferente. Entonces, y Monarch como tal, hablando de la línea entry level, sí, Monarch, bueno, que ya no existe, está nada más estaba la HD, la HDX y la LCS, que son productos básicamente para streaming. Si tengo una fuente de video que puede ser HDMI o SDI, codifico y mando streaming, mando a Facebook, a YouTube, a donde yo quiera. Aquí estamos hablando de una solución más para video walls distribuidos, donde es una sola cajita, ¿ok? Donde se recibe las fuentes de video y audio por IP, ¿ok? Que están en la red local, o que pueden inclusive venir de fuera, también no importa, pueden venir por internet. Y nosotros lo que hacemos es mandamos esas señales y armamos un video wall. Tan sencillo como un video wall de 2x2, o sea, 4 monitores, o un video wall de 4x4, o de lo que ustedes quieran, porque se pueden, acuérdense, agregar múltiples cajitas. Y es un sistema autocontenido, porque estamos hablando de una solución que trabaja en Linux. Entonces, no requiere de un computador, ¿sí? Usa un computador que está en la red básicamente para hacer la configuración, acceder a la interfaz, ¿sí? De la DVW para hacer la configuración, y el Mura Control, que es también un software que es el que me permite armar el layout del video wall. Pero fuera de eso no requiero de ningún computador, y eso para armar video walls distribuidos es sumamente interesante porque simplifica todo el proceso de armar, ¿no? Ya sea que sea un centro de control, un centro de emergencias, o una institución educativa, o un hospital, o inclusive un mall, ¿sí? Se vuelve una solución sumamente interesante. ¿Por qué? Porque todas las fuentes que ustedes tengan ahí pueden tener una red local, por ejemplo, en el mall, donde tienen diferentes salidas de monitores, que puede ser uno sencillo de 2x2, otro de 16x6, de 4x4, y tener en diferentes lugares del mall, pero las fuentes son las mismas, y a través de estos equipos ustedes simplemente van direccionando, hermano, los layouts y mandándolos a las diferentes salidas, y pueden ustedes cambiar las configuraciones. Digo, para este voy a usar este layout, para este otro voy a usar este layout. O si yo estoy en una institución de gobierno, un centro, por ejemplo, para emergencia, ¿no? También tengo la facilidad de armar eso, y tengo también la confiabilidad, que son equipos para trabajar 24/7, ¿sí? Y que tienen la certificación, o va a tener la certificación TAA, ¿ok? Que es una certificación que se usa mucho acá en Estados Unidos a nivel militar, ¿sí? Entonces, son equipos sumamente confiables. Entonces, creo que con esto no sé si ya quedó un poco más claro la diferencia, ¿no? Brian pregunta, ¿se puede comprar un demo? Can they purchase a demo? Yes, of course, right?
Yeah, of course.
Brian,
Yeah.
contáctanos offline, a mí directamente, y con gusto podemos ver el tema de demos, ¿ok? Distribución por país, sí, hoy en día tenemos algunos distribuidores ya en ciertos países. Carolina, con gusto nos puedes contactar y podemos verlo. Me mandas un correo directamente a webinar@techexpo.com, ahí lo puso Diego en el chat, y con gusto te ayudamos, ¿ok? ¿Qué más?
Yeah, digital signage.
A ver, déjame, es que se está moviendo, Diego, está moviendo todo. Tiene un partner de software para administrar los proyectos de digital signage y productos de consumo, menús en pantallas diferentes. I don't know if you want to answer that,
Yeah,
Joel.
I mean, we work closely with BrightSign, especially on our quarter to go range of products. We've seen projects where, you know, a BrightSign player would feed in inputs to our quarter to go device, but the DVW is a little bit different, obviously, in that workflow. So, Derek, have you come across anything?
At the moment, I
Yeah.
mean, like we said, the product is still new. So we have partners that are testing it and exploring with it. And a lot of the things that we've discussed today also will come along an API that'll give as much flexibility as you see here. So depending on the projects, there are additional flexibilities and potential that could be satisfied depending on the project. So right now, we haven't heard much of our partners with the DVW and the digital signage. It will come, but once again, if you do have specific projects, reach out to Ricardo, Joel, and the team, and we can definitely work with you to try and satisfy or overcome those hurdles or roadblocks that you encounter.
Correcto. Y hay otras formas de hacerlo, ¿no? Depende un poco del nivel de automatización que quiera tener el cliente, ¿no? Porque pensando en voz alta, si yo recibo una HTML, por ejemplo, una fuente en HTML, esa fuente puede ser administrable y puedo manejar el contenido y básicamente mostrar un solo HTML en el video wall, y de esa manera estoy cambiando el contenido, o dividirlo en diferentes pantallas y mandar contenidos diferentes a otras pantallas. O sea, se puede hacer de diferentes maneras, pero yo creo que tú preguntabas un poco más aplicación puntual para administrarlo. En este momento no, pero existe el API de Matrox a través del cual se puede hacer la programación puntual si quieren desarrollar algo bien específico para administrarlo, sí, como una solución completa de digital signage. Se podría llegar a hacer ese desarrollo. Ahora, la puerta está abierta para que desarrolladores de soluciones de este tipo lo puedan hacer directamente con Matrox, porque Matrox está en contacto con muchos OEMs. Entonces, no me extrañaría que en un futuro muy próximo haya gente que tenga ya aplicaciones de software, una app que esté específicamente diseñado para eso. Pero de momento, insisto, sí se puede hacer. Hay muchas formas de darle la vuelta, ¿no? De cómo puede trabajar, porque usando el contenido en HTML lo pueden manejar.
So I have a last question. I have a last question for Derek. So at the moment, it's only IP signals and HTML5. What other sources is going to be implemented in the future, on the near future?
I had a slide about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You want me to bring it back up?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there will be VNC and KVM. We potentially have plans to have, because the unit already has USB connections available. So in the future, we might potentially add KVM functionality to it. We will support VNC, local videos, images. I'm not sure what other is, Derek, if you are.
Well,
yeah,
Could be anything.
exactly. The capability. So what we put on this slide is what we're focusing on in the short-term roadmap.
Yeah.
So like the JPEG XS and other different local video files and images, those are all features that were already requested and we're working on implementing. The other really comes down to, if you have a project and you have a need, let us know about it and we can see how it kind of fits into, like, have that discussion with Joel and Ricardo to see what type of business case is there. And it's definitely possible to almost add anything you can think of depending on the project.
Correcto.
Yeah.
Sí, o sea, hay muchas opciones, ¿no? Que de fuentes que se van a poder agregar, pero básicamente también hay Well, I don't know if it's worth it to discuss this product, right? The new converter that Matrox has developed that can
The
do.
Vion? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I have that in a slide. But
Oh, I just mentioned it briefly.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So Vion is a brand new product that we just announced as part of our whole initiative with IPMX and 2110 and this whole concept of merging broadcast, Pro AV, and IT, where you're going to come across several different type of signals and resolutions and codecs and streaming protocols and all of these things. So the Vion is like a Swiss Army knife where you can pretty much convert anything to anything in the world of IP. And we will also have a version of Vion which also has baseband capture. So you can capture SDI or HDMI and then convert them into an IP signal as well. So it's a very exciting product that offers a lot of different options. If you are an integrator who's involved in multiple different industries, it could be very valuable.
Sí, el Vion con B corta, sí, B-I-O-N, es un producto, un conversor multiformato, de todo a todo prácticamente, ¿no? Es como una navaja suiza, llamémoslo de alguna manera, que recibe fuentes de diferentes protocolos. Por ejemplo, hablando de algunas gentes que están aquí, son resellers de VSRT. Por ejemplo, NDI, ¿sí? Si tienes fuentes NDI y quieres convertirlas a otro protocolo IP que pueda recibir la DVW, lo puedes hacer. O si tienes banda base, que eso es otra cosa que yo mencionaba, ¿no? Puedes tener un video en banda base, convertirlo y de ahí usarlo como una fuente más en DVW. O sea, porque sabemos que hay muchos protocolos, ¿no? Se cubrieron, si se dieron cuenta, los más importantes que son por IP, H264, H265, ¿sí? Que es prácticamente cualquier equipo te hace eso. Cualquier cámara PTZ hoy en día te codifica y te manda la señal de tal manera que la puedes recibir sin ningún problema en el DVW. Pero sí sabemos que hay otras necesidades, ¿no? Pero sí Matrox constantemente está trabajando en desarrollar e integrarse con otras soluciones o otros protocolos, ¿no? I think that's, oh, okay, ese es
Sorry, too late, but yes, this is the device.
Ok, esa es otra cajita, si se fijan, muy interesante también.
Yeah. So this is Vion. You can go to our website and we have all the details about the different types of conversions and examples, like for example, NDI to a different workflow environment is something that's very exciting. So there's different examples here on the website, so you can always review that.
Sí, ese es otro producto interesante que ya va a ser producto de otro seminario. Okay.
Yes.
We can do another webinar,
Perfect. Yeah. Right? Yeah, but anyway, just as a summary, so DVW is a very exciting product for us for different reasons. Firstly, it's distributed, so for a reseller or an integrator, it's pretty much plug and play. So you don't have to build a system and install the cards, carry it, install it in a server, run all the cables. So this simplifies all of that. It's a plug and play appliance that you can mount behind the screen. And it supports several different types of sources. It's very future compatible in the sense of IPMX and all the other different types of codecs. So there's a lot of flexibility, very reliable based on proven Matrox technology already. And so we are very excited about this product, and please reach out to us anytime you have any questions.
And I guess the last comment from my side, if you do have any projects that you're looking to put together a workflow and you want Ricardo and Joel's support and set up a personalized demo just for yourself with Ricardo, Joel, and myself, you can definitely do that as well.
Yeah, correct. Okay, yo creo que con eso llegamos al final. I think we have reached the end. Okay.
Yep.
Les agradecemos a todos haber estado en este seminario. Creo que fue bastante productivo. Agradecer a Joel y a Derek por su apoyo. Thank you guys for your support. Recuerden que este seminario fue grabado. Ya después se les va a hacer llegar la grabación para que la puedan ver sobre demanda y compartir con sus colegas. Ok, de nuevo, gracias Gracias a todos. Gracias también a ti, Diego y Adrián, por habernos acompañado y nos veremos próximamente en otro seminario. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Have a great
Bye.
rest of the day.
Bye, guys.